In the spirit of Purdue versus Indiana versus Illinois, now
Yeah,
that Will Riley,
my favorite spirit.
now that Will Riley has been added to the Illini, I think it's time for a little exercise, my friend. I want to go through every player on those three teams. I want to rank them in order. It's as simple as that. It's a very simple exercise, Carter. Super simple exercise. Any
Okay, what are
thoughts?
any factors in this? Anything I need?
No
Like,
factors.
are these guys playing together? Am I just picking the best player no matter what? Like, what?
Simply put like this. This is the way I would put it. You would take the first player over the second player. You would take the second player over the third player. Just in a head-to-head evaluation, think of it that way. Don't ever think fit. Just think best player overall. You would take this guy or that guy. And I think by the end of this exercise, I hope we can kind of draw some conclusions on like here's this team has all these guys here. Illinois is supposed to be super deep. Indiana's supposed to be deep, but also kind of top heavy. They're just talented. Purdue has maybe the best player and then a bunch of question marks. So could be fun, could be awful. We're also probably going to do our top 50 Big Ten players at some point, and maybe this will be a good predecessor to that.
You're shaped like a predecessor.
This is going to have a lot less thought than the future list, though. Also, that makes no sense. I feel like you're brain dead at this point. Who's the best player from Indiana, Illinois, and Purdue combined? It's Braden Smith, right?
Yes.
Without much hesitation.
There was a little bit, but yes.
Okay. Braden Smith is off the board. Next up, we could nominate. I know you've had some disputes on this. The best player on Indiana could either probably be Mbako, Renew, or Ballo. Next up from Purdue, I think would have to be either Fletcher or TKR, or you could convince me Heidi. And then from Illinois, it's probably Boswell or Kasparis or Will Riley.
I would go either Balo or Renew at this spot.
You think Ballo, Renew are 2-3, no matter
Yeah.
what?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go Ballo 2, because I feel strongly about that. We'll go Malik Renew 3.
Okay.
Okay, so Purdue, Indiana, Indiana through 1, 2, 3. Now we have Mackenzie Mbako. We have like Fletcher Lawyer, Heidi, TKR, or we have anybody on Illinois. Boswell, KJ, Humrickhouse, Merez, Will Riley. Take your pick. I would stand very hard here for Mbako.
That's where I was going to go as well.
Okay, so Indiana has 3 of the top 4. Outside of Indiana's big 3, I think the next name I would move to for Indiana is either Miles Rice or I know you like Trey Galloway a lot, but to me, I think it's probably Miles Rice next up from Indiana.
Yeah.
This is where it gets interesting.
Are you taking Miles Rice or are you taking Fletcher Lawyer?
And just a straight up, do I believe in this player more than that player?
Yeah.
It gets tough because I think Fletcher's going to look a lot different this year than he has in the past. Maybe featured a little more. It's tough. Is there anyone on Illinois you take over either of those guys? Like to me, I think the best name for Illinois is either Boswell or Will Riley. Those are my top 2.
I would maybe make an argument for Riley up here somewhere. I would take Rice over Boswell. I'd probably take Boswell over Lawyer as well.
You would take Rice over Boswell.
Yes.
I think I would take Bos over Rice. Can you give me the quick why Miles Rice is better than Boswell?
Because whenever anyone tries to convince me that Boswell's better than someone, they always bring up how young he is first.
I like that. Okay. So, and we think we like both of these guys better than the shooting guard that's won the Big Ten twice in a row, hasn't lost a non-conference game, and was just in the national title game.
Oh, yeah, I do.
And had Tennessee in hell early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're going to go Miles Rice at 5.
Yes.
So just to recap, of the teams that everyone thinks are the 3 best teams in the Big Ten, Braden Smith is 1, and then 4 Indiana players are next. And people tell me I'm too high on Indiana. That's how there are 4 players on Indiana you would take before the first name on Illinois, Cart?
Yes.
Crazy.
I mean,
Uh,
the thing is though, with the guys that I'm picking too, though, like I know what those guys look like. I have no clue what Casparis is going to look like. I have no clue what Will Riley's going to look like.
yeah, but
Like
I
I can
mean,
think
this
like
this comes down to belief.
yeah, belief talent wise, they could be in the top five easily. But like I have a hard time projecting because I have not seen it.
Comes down to belief. Okay, so I would like to make a notion.
Please
I'm
note.
also going to crack a seltzer. I'd like to make a notion.
Okay.
I think Trey Kaufman-Renn is actually the name that should come off the board before Fletcher.
Ooh, wow. That's a statement.
Anytime that Edie wasn't on the team, TKR was the most impressive guy to me. Going back to the summer shit last year, going back to games Edie was in foul trouble, TKR always went off.
I gotta fight for my Fletch here. I think he should be on there before TKR.
I just let you have Miles Rice over Boz. I don't know if I can let you have 2 straight wins, but okay. So right now the names in contention are Fletch, TKR, still Boswell, and
You got to eventually take
Will
control and
Riley.
put Boswell up there. Just you got to get over how I feel about him. He's a two-time. He's a two-year starter. At least 1 year starter.
Let's get in a rhythm with this real quick. He was a 1-year starter for Indiana. Who's the next name off the board? Are you gonna say Carlisle or are you gonna say Galloway?
Galloway.
I would argue hard for Carlisle, but either way, we have a little while until those names.
Yes, I
Okay,
think so.
so
Yeah.
we have a run of either Illinois or Purdue players coming. In
Yeah.
that sense, I would say Kylan Boswell should be 6.
Over so 6 over Lawyer over
Over Lawyer,
TKR.
over TKR, and then the next hypothetical becomes: are you taking Will Riley or are you taking Fletcher Lawyer?
Okay, I'll give you Bam Bam 6.
Are you taking Will Riley or Fletcher Lawyer?
I'm taking Fletch.
Are you taking Will Riley or TKR?
Taking Will Riley.
So in your order, it's Fletch, Will Riley, TKR.
Yes.
I think mine would be slightly different. I would argue Will Riley at 7, Fletch at 8, TKR at 9, or TKR at 8, Fletch at 9.
I don't got too much pushback on that.
Can we put the 5-star likely NBA lottery pick guy at 7?
Yes.
Okay. Will Riley 7, Fletcher Lawyer 8. I'll give you him over TKR. TKR 9. I still think strongly at the end of the year we come back to this. We have TKR at 9. We're gonna feel crazy. So that Braden Smith, Umar Bala, Malik Renew, Mackenzie Mbako, Miles Rice, Kylan Boswell, Will Riley, Fletcher Lawyer, TKR. So through the top 9, 4 Indiana, 3 Purdue, 2 Illinois. The next names off the list would either be Cam Heide, Miles Colvin. You can make a weird flip for Daniel Jacobson or one of the other Purdue freshmen, but I think it's Heide and Colvin next. Indiana is still Galloway or Carlisle. Illinois is wide open where we don't know what to do. This could be Rickhouse. This could be Kasparis. This could be Merez. This could be Ivisic, Trey White, Ty Rogers.
You know where I want to go here.
Merez?
Nah.
Kasparis.
Nah.
Not an Illinois player.
No, an Illinois player.
Rickhouse?
Yes.
Let me do this real quick. Rickhouse or Trey Galloway?
Rickhouse.
I think I strongly disagree with that.
You sure?
Galloway was really productive last year. He just didn't make shots, and I believe in the shot.
Okay, so you believe in the shot.
I mean, Galloway last year was 11, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, and a steal. We think Hummer's doing that?
Yeah.
I think Cam Heidi's doing more than both.
I'll give you Heide over Rickhouse, but I want Rickhouse right behind Heide.
So we're gonna go Cam Heide. Like, if just straight up, if I'm Illinois, if Illinois could have Cam Heide next year, Rickhouse, you telling me they're taking Hummer for sure?
For next season?
Yeah,
It's one off.
sure. I believe in Heidi that much. I would take Heidi over one season of whatever you think Hummer is. But I'm a lot lower on Hummer than you. I would have a lot of other Illinois guys above Hummer. A
Chris,
lot of
I
them.
call him Homer.
We can't call him humidifier.
Okay. Um, I mean, yeah, they wouldn't admit it, but they would probably take Heidi.
I'd be real hype about Heidi. I would.
Okay. All right, I'll go Heidi.
All right,
Heidi, then Humrickhouse.
Cam Heidi 10. We'll put Rickhouse 11, but I hate that. This is where I would argue strongly a big run of Illinois guys, though. Like Kasparis,
Merez.
Merez, and then a Visage, Trey White are hovering. Ty Rogers, too. To me, like Kasparis and Merez have to come off the board quickly, though.
The thing, okay, so I would go Kasparis, Merez, Big T. Then I would work my way to the other Indiana guys in whichever form you want to, like Carlisle, Galloway. Then work my way to Purdue,
Back to
and
Cole.
then at the end, like throw like Ty Rogers and them there.
Notion.
Okay.
I would have put Kasparis ahead of Humrich House, by the way, by a lot. Just want to say
Okay.
that. Notion.
That's noted.
I'm also putting aside my Merez feelings for the betterment of what the consensus will be here. If this was my list, Merez would be fifth.
I hate I hate when you put aside your feelings.
Kasparis, Merez, Galloway. No, excuse me. Kasparis, Merez, Carlisle, Galloway, Colvin, Ivisic. In that order. What do you have a problem with in that?
A Visage behind Colvin.
Yeah, I am an Ivisic skeptic. His brother's the better player, and his brother was not good last year.
I want to fight for Big T above Colvin. But I want to make sure I approach this correctly.
Completely unproven. Can I lock in the other ones just to make this easy? So Kasparis 12.
Yes.
Kasparis 12. Who am I missing from it? Oh, Merez 13. Carlisle 14. Trey
Galloway?
15, which feels kind of low to me, honestly. And then 16, 17 is either Colvin or Big T.
Okay. I realized I didn't want to fight as hard as I felt like I needed to.
I realized something. I would take Trey White over both those guys.
I would not.
I'm not a Trey White guy at all, but I don't think Miles Colvin would have been 12-6 last year at Louisville.
I think TJ White is just a serial loser of basketball games.
It's Trey White.
Well, when you combine TJ Bamba and Trey White, they're the same guy. They are, wherever they go, losing basketball follows them. And it's not a coincidence. It's because they're on the team.
I'll give you a Visage over Colvin if you give me Trey White over a Visage.
No.
So Miles Colvin then at 16.
I might fight for Ty Rogers over Trey White.
Tom Visage 17. Trey White has to be 18. So at this point, it becomes Trey White, Ty Rogers, Kerry Booth, DGL from the Illinois side versus Bryson Tucker, Luke Goody from the Indiana side. And then from Purdue, we just ranked Miles Colvin.
Freshman, so Jacobson, Cox.
Jacobson, Cox, first, Jakari, Berg, Burgess.
So we last.
No, sorry. You taking Daniel Jacobson or Tom Visage?
Visage.
It's the wrong answer by a lot. I'm sorry I forgot about Daniel Jacobson until now, Purdue fans. I would have been arguing this 5 picks ago.
Over
at least a Visage.
Okay, so really just a Visage.
I would have had Daniel Jacobson over Hummer.
Oh, man. Would you have him over Colvin?
Yeah.
You have him over Heidi?
No.
Would you have him over Kasparis?
Be close.
Oh, word.
Be close. I think he belongs right around there.
My word. Oh.
Where did On 3 have Kasparis? 59th or something?
56.
Where's Jacobson? Like 10 spots lower?
I think no, I think he was like hundreds, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That's semantics. I don't want to rank the rest of these players.
We have to.
Okay. I mean, it's just like none of these guys are really separating themselves from. If anybody's separating themselves from the pack, I think it would be the Indiana bench guys. So like, you
I
said,
think let's just go guy by guy again. Bryson Tucker, I think, is the next best Indiana guy. So
then
Bryson
I would go Luke Goody over like the DGLs of the world and those guys.
Bryson Tucker versus Trey White versus Daniel Jacobson is the current this, that, or that. I think Trey White needs to be here.
Okay, I would go Bryson Tucker then Trey White.
Trey White 18. Are you going Bryson Tucker over Daniel Jacobson?
Yes.
I'll give you that, but I think this is super low. So, okay, Trey White 18, Bryson Tucker 19, Daniel Jacobson 20. Who's the next name up for Purdue? Could be Caleb first, could be Jakari Harris, could be CJ Cox.
Uh, I'm gonna buy the national team hype here.
Jakari Harris.
Yeah,
Okay, so next up for Illinois would be Ty Rogers, Kerry Booth, DGL.
I feel like we got to. Do we have to put Ty Rogers above Jakari Harris?
I would put Ty Rogers 21.
Okay.
He started on good teams.
Yes.
I would put Kerry Booth 22. There's some upside.
Okay.
And the next name for Illinois is Luke Goody, or for Indiana is Luke Goody. So Luke Goody, Jakari Harris, DGL is
Yeah.
the current toss up.
Man,
I think this is easy.
Harris?
I would go DGL. I still believe in DGL.
Okay.
I would go Jakari Harris 24. I would go Luke Goody 25.
Ah, Luke Goody played on good teams too.
Yeah. But if you're picking a guy, you would do what Illinois did, and it's give me DGL, not Luke Goody.
I guess. I hate the bottom of this list.
Let's see how much further we have to go.
Don't make me pick Will Burke.
I mean, Indiana's only names left are Gabe Cupps, Anthony Leal, Ja'Kai Newton, Langdon Hatton.
I kind of like Kai Newton for what it's worth.
Let's see here. Purdue's next names are Will Berg, Brian Waddell, Caleb First, CJ Cox. I kind of like CJ Cox for what it's worth. And then Illinois' last ones are
Jake Davis.
Jason Jackson, Jake Davis, Keaton Kutcher, Max Williams. So why don't we each pick one more name from each roster?
Okay.
I think it'll be Jake Davis, CJ Cox, and Ja'Kai Newton.
I'll take Ja'Kai Newton. I'll take Caleb First.
Oh wow. Okay, you jumped me.
And
Over CJ Cox?
yeah.
I'm gonna put CJ Cox at 28 then though.
Okay, that's fine.
It was nice.
Yeah.
So let's get to 30. We're at 28. We have Jake Davis left, and we need one more name. Indiana could be Gabe Cupps, Anthony Leal, Langdon Hatton's probably the right name.
Langdon Hatton's probably the right name, but it's our list, and I want Gabe Cupps on it.
Okay, so 29 is going to be Jake Davis, and 30 is going to be Gabe Cupps.
Let's go.
So the top 30 players on Illinois, Indiana, and Purdue. Braden Smith, Umar Ballo, Malik Renew, Mackenzie Mbako, Miles Rice. That is 4 Indiana players in the top 5. Kylan Boswell, Will Riley, Fletcher Lawyer, TKR, Cam Heide. 2 Illinois players in the top 10, 4 Purdue, 4 Indiana. Benham Rickhouse, Kasparis Jakashonis, Merez Johnson, 11, 12, 13. So in the top 13, Illinois has 5, Indiana and Purdue have 4. So that's Illinois is deeper. We're learning this. 14 Cannon Carlisle, 15 Trey Galloway, 16 Miles Coleman, 17 Avicic, 18 Trey White, 19 Bryson Tucker, 20 Daniel Jacobson, 21 Ty Rogers, Kerry Booth, DGL, Jakari Harris, Luke Goody, Ja'Kai Newton, Caleb First, CJ Cox, Jake Davis, Gabe Cupps. Anything jump out to you is completely wrong.
No, I actually really love this list, I think.
It's a fun exercise. What's your takeaway from doing this exercise?
Woodson better not blow it.
My takeaway is he can't possibly blow it. This team is way more talented than the other contenders.
My dad always taught me never said the words "can't" when Mike Woodson's in the conversation.